So welcome back to the channel, you guys. I'm here with friends and we are making some slabs out of their tree that fell and hit their house. You can see the damage from the windstorm. And we're gonna try to make it like a bar top or a tabletop. I thought it'd be kind of cool to put this in, so we're actually installing the chain mill on my chainsaw. And it's literally, I think it's like 4 bolts and then 2 down there on the bar. So we're just installing this right now and just kind of giving a quick clip of how simple it is to install it on your chainsaw here. So we got here, you guys, we got a Stihl chainsaw. We have a 36-inch bar on this chainsaw. Here are the chainsaw mills you can buy on Amazon. They're about $100 and they actually work really well. It takes a little bit of tedious work. You can see here where we get our first cut, we've leveled this up. We've taken a level, we've made sure that our first cut is level. And that way when we come in on our second cut, we'll have a beautiful piece of wood. So here we go. All right here you guys, I got my little Stihl 170 chainsaw. This is the butt end of the tree that I'm actually cutting. And I'm taking that extra thick bark off. And I got a 2x4 here and I'm trying to level this piece up. This is probably the most critical part of the process, is I want that board as level as can be, because that indicates on my next cut of how flat that piece is gonna look. So we're leveling it up here. I'm cutting off a little bit extra on this butt end because I just can't get a good level to it. All right, so we got that off. Now we're sliding the 2x4 up. We're verifying that it looks pretty darn flat. All right, so that passed the inspection for me. So now I'm gonna go ahead and anchor this 2x4 down. And I'm checking in multiple different places. We're trying to do an 8-foot slab. I brought cedar shakes with me, and that can kind of help lift that board up to get it, you know, the exact levelness that I need. And then I'm anchoring it down here with screws. And you don't want to go down too far, just enough into the bark. You can see right here, actually in the video, I'm actually cutting down into the wood, so there's no chance I'm going to hit those screws. And you can see here, I forgot my safety glasses. When you're cutting these things, the sawdust and the chips are just a-flying, so definitely wear some safety glasses. Start off on this thing, you want your chainsaw really revving. You're just going to want to grab your bar. Yeah, as I set my chainsaw up there, I realized my anchor point hadn't gone in deep enough, so it was wobbling. So I'm just basically going to have to re-level this up to make sure nothing's changed, and then I'm going to put that screw down deeper into the bark to hold it. Because like I said, this is the most critical part of the entire process, is that board needs to be flat or your cuts are gonna look absolutely ugly. And they get uglier as you go down. So super important, you guys, make sure that board is flat as can be and bring a level, and that way you get for sure a very good level cut. And right when you guys go to do your first cut, make sure that chainsaw is wide open. You can see right there in the video. And that top of that chainsaw mill runs right down that 2x4. So try to keep that bar on that level spot. And then you just slowly work that chainsaw left to right, allowing that chainsaw to pull itself into the wood. You want to have just very minimal pressure. And if your chain is dull, it's not going to cut. They make a ripper chain that does a little bit better job. I just have the basic standard chain on my chainsaw. When I'm running this bar like this, you guys, I'm not just mashing this in here. I'm letting the chainsaw pull it in, and I'm literally just kind of kitty corner walking it as I cut. All right. All right, so you probably see the cedar shake that I put in behind right when I started going into the cutting. So as I'm working down this piece of log that I'm milling, I have my boss there. He has cedar shakes and he's putting it in so that way those the top part of that wood doesn't come down and pinch my bar. So I have an even cut and the even distance between the two pieces of wood in my bar, so there's no pinching, and it'll help free up my chainsaw just to do a nice smooth cut all the way through. I'm double checking there with the level, make sure that the weight of the chainsaw hadn't changed anything. Everything was good, and so I'm just continuing on with this cut. Also, this first cut didn't take that much gas, but as I got down deeper into the tree, each cut took an entire tank of gas. So it would probably be 15 minutes at least. And also, typically when you cut a tank of gas, that's about a half a quart of firewood. So you can just see how much that takes and how hard it is to cut on the opposite grains of that tree. So that's kind of an interesting tip for you. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm using a Stihl 440. And I know that I said it was a 36-inch bar, but it's a 32-inch bar. And so I'm using a 32-inch bar, a Stihl 440, and that little chainsaw, man, I love that little thing, and that's my little 170. And I can't say enough about Stihl product. It's one of the best chainsaws they make out there on the market. I turned down the volume right there, you guys, because the chainsaws get so annoying hearing wah. But as you're getting closer down here, you want to actually put more and more of your cedar shakes there, because you can hear the chainsaw starting to labor as the weight starts coming down on that bar. So my boss is doing a great job here. He's just keeping the cedar shakes going and bringing us right down to the end. So here comes another one. Perfect job. It takes forever to get through it. It's because the chainsaw is cutting on the opposite way the grain is. So if you're cutting straight down, it'll cut right through, but I'm going opposite of the grains, which makes it harder. 2-inch, or would you like 2.5?
What do you think?
Generally a bar one's probably bigger.
Okay.
But I don't know, you can go 2.5. We can do a 2.5 and then do a bigger one. Your next cut will just, the table will be wider and wider as we get down
Yeah.
deeper.
How about, yeah, for sure the like wider one be thicker for a bar.
Okay. So you want to do a 2.5, we'll see how that looks, and then I can, give you, looks like I probably get you like 3 or 4 nice good pieces to choose from.
Minimum bar top thickness is 1 3/4 inches using a flat grain wood.
So it has to be sanded and everything though, so it takes off.
Yeah.
So should we hit 2? Let's do a 2. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
This chainmail is so easy to adjust, you guys. It just takes 4 bolts. So there's 2 that I'm doing here, and there's 2 on the front. I'm easily adjusting that to the depth that I desire. You can do 2 inches all the way up to 8 inches. So you could do a 6x6, whatever you need. This thing is very adjustable, very easy to work with. I can't say enough about this tool. So here, you guys, we started our second cut now. We got the top piece off. This is why you wanted that piece so flat, because this is going to be your bar top that's going to look absolutely beautiful. So right here, I'm getting close to the end of this second piece, and I'm like catwalking it back and forth. I believe that it kind of helps speed that up, making the chain cut a little bit better through that wood. The one thing I wish I would have worn in this would have been maybe a little face mask to kind of help keep that real fine sawdust from breathing in. Probably next time I would wear one for sure, and I would probably recommend that if you guys are doing this. What do you think, boss? All right, so we just got done finishing up our second piece. We just started into this third piece, and as we're going down, I realized that the tree is actually getting wider and wider, and I don't have my bar set for that kind of depth. And so I'm doing some quick adjustments here. I'm moving that nose piece up, and I'm gonna start up here and start going again. And I don't know what happened to the video, but I actually had to use my little chainsaw, that little 170, and I had to trim the bark off on the side to get that tabletop to be cut all the way. So yeah, man, does that piece look beautiful. I'll show you that here in just a second. So we'll take it right up to that bearing. Now they gained us a 1/2 inch.
Yeah, thanks.
So after a couple of minor adjustments, which is only 2 bolts, very easy to adjust, gained us another 1/2 inch or so, and we're gonna resume cutting here. At the very end, I still didn't have enough length to do it, and I actually took my little chainsaw, that little steel 170, and I trimmed up the edge of the bark to make the cut go all the way through. So pretty cool. Well, we're going in here. This is our 4th piece that we're taking off, and believe it or not, I'm out of shape and my arms are getting tired, so my boss and I were working together on this, and we're just slowly kind of kitty walking this. You can see there's hardly any room for adjustment because I'm right up against it. And we ended up getting the last 2 the most beautiful slabs I've ever seen. So right here we show that slab. And then that is a beautiful piece.